Hi everyone. Welcome to the Turkish Spotlight Secrets channel. All the intriguing details are in our video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this video before we dive in. Thank you so much for being here. A fresh rumor has been racing across timelines, picking up more heat with every repost. Whispers about sharp words exchanged between Alina Baz's mother and Alp Navruz have taken over social media. Neither Alina nor Alp has stepped forward with a statement, yet the silence only seems to turn the volume up. The duo, whose connection has morphed from youthful spark to a bond labeled just friends by insiders, now sits at the center of a storm no one saw coming. According to the murmurs, Alina's mother confided in a trusted circle that her daughter has felt emotionally depleted lately, drained by relentless schedules and the pressure that comes with being the face of major brands. And in that moment of exhaustion, the absence of a certain steady hand hurt more than expected. The complaint, as it trickled out of private chats and into public speculation, painted the picture clearly. While Alina fought through a difficult patch, Alp's presence wasn't as consistent as some would have hoped. Their bond, celebrated for years, strengthened by holidays taken with mutual friends and the easy ease of families who know each other's habits, seemed suddenly fragile under the light of a mother's discontent. The alleged reproach kept resurfacing in screenshots and comment threads, a mother reminding the man close to her daughter that she had weathered her roughest days without making a scene about it, while he, so the insinuation goes, was nowhere to be found at the exact hour support mattered most. Those words ignited thousands of comments within hours, transforming curiosity into conjecture. Fans interpreted the quiet from both sides as a deliberate calm, the hush that comes just before thunder breaks. Was it patience? Strategy? Or simply two people who didn't want to feed the fire? Meanwhile, those around Alina say she's soldiering on. She has been balancing a calendar bursting with brand campaigns, international appearances, and back-to-back meetings. Even so, people who have known her since before the spotlight say that while she can command a room effortlessly, she is still human. Fatigue finds a way in. Her supporters insist she's okay, but they also acknowledge that her workload would wear down anyone. That she and Alp haven't been spotted together lately. No candid brunch photos, no cozy festival clips, not even a playful exchange online, has only made the rumor mill spin faster. As for Alp, the whispers frame him as having stepped back from the noise. He has been seen embracing a slower rhythm, avoiding paparazzi-clogged places, and retreating into green spaces when time allows. When he does share glimpses of his life, it's often about hiking trails, sunsets that look touched by paint, and quieter gatherings with family. To some, this reads as a man choosing serenity. To others, it poses a question: has the distance between him and Alina been simply a byproduct of different seasons of life, or is there something else at play? Amid all the speculation, one phrase keeps popping up in comment sections: the mother's reproach. The tag has become a banner under which theories rally. Did Alina's mother really say those words? Or is the story a stitched-together rumor dressed up in familiar faces? Until something official arrives, the media keeps refreshing feeds, waiting, ready to pounce on the slightest hint of an answer. Then came a new wave, bolder than the last. Headlines framed the narrative with ruthless clarity: the cherished friendship between Alina and Alp, a connection people once applauded for its authenticity, has run into a rough patch. Reporters cited a private conversation in which Alina's mother allegedly voiced her frustration toward Alp, sharing that her daughter had been navigating not just professional demands but also personal pressures, and doing so with the stoic grace of someone determined not to break on camera. In that telling, the mother's message had an edge: in the hour when steady companionship mattered most, the support didn't land in time. Screenshots of these paraphrased words made the rounds, tore across platforms, and sparked endless debates. It wasn't just the alleged content of the mother's remark that hit hard, it was the implication. If a parent felt compelled to speak, even behind closed doors, what did that say about the state of things? Fans who have followed Alina and Alp for years found themselves reading between lines, asking if an old tension had finally surfaced. Others pointed out that every friendship goes through quiet spells, and that the absence of a selfie doesn't mean the absence of care. For every commotion on one side, there was a plea for restraint on the other. Alina's calendar tells its own story. Domestic projects. International press. Negotiations that stretch late into the night. There is an image of her, powerful, poised, glowing under unforgiving lights. But there's also the part people don't see. The late-night scripts, the jet lag, the endless notes from managers, stylists, and directors. Those close to her say that when the whirlwind grows too loud, she relies on the comfort of home and the warmth of family dinners. They describe a young woman who switches off the noise by hugging the people who knew her before the red carpets and who sees value in a night on the couch, in soft laughter that never reaches the tabloids. Still, the gap where Alina and Alp used to appear together is widening in the public imagination. It is not only that they haven't been photographed side by side, it's the rhythm of their digital lives too. Once upon a time, fans might catch a wink of an inside joke, a shadow of a shared song, a comment liked at just the right moment. Now, there's only stillness. The absence has become a presence, and it is speaking louder every day. On the other side of the story, Alp is painted as someone resisting the pull of spectacle. He is kept company by a small circle. His days are said to be measured out in calm routines rather than event invitations. When he steps into nature, the chatter fades. When he scrolls through photos, he lingers on the ones where the sky looks endless and the trees frame the path ahead. He has been posting less, talking less, letting the world guess. Many suggest that his choice to duck away from the spotlight, paired with Alina's fully booked agenda, is a simple logistical reality. Time zones can separate people just as effectively as rumors do. And yet, there is another reading, that the silence is stitched with unspoken words. A mother's worry, even when it's only whispered, can sound like a bell tolling in the background. The mother's reproach line has become an echo chamber title, a phrase that launches endless conversations about loyalty and timing, about how we measure support between people who insist they are only friends. None of this proves anything, of course. But it frames the waiting, gives shape to the attention, makes every small move feel weighted with meaning. Those who have crossed paths with Alina say her resilience is real. She has learned to breathe steadily even when cameras refuse to blink. There are days when the hours are a blur, there are days when she reads through contracts until dawn. There are mornings when she leaves home before the city wakes and nights when she returns long after it's gone to sleep. Through it all, her family offers steadiness, and she nurtures a private life that is deliberately sheltered from strangers' eyes. When she logs off, it's to lean into the familiar. A favorite playlist, a cup of tea, a conversation that doesn't require makeup or perfect posture. Even so, the rumor refuses to dissolve. Another round of reports arrived, sharper than before. Tabloids claimed that in a closed-door conversation, Alina's mother lamented what she perceived as a lack of dependable presence from Alp precisely during the window when Alina was stretched thin by obligations and travel. The phrasing, as it traveled, shifted but remained unmistakable. During a personal low tide, the tide didn't turn for her. It was this sentiment that relit an old debate: was there a deeper bruise beneath the polished friendship they'd shown to the world? Think of the timeline. Think of the photos that didn't appear. Think of the events attended separately, the red carpets walked alone, the interviews that dodged certain names. Agency insiders describe a year in which Alina's opportunities multiplied, and so did her responsibilities. In such seasons, even the strongest person can fray at the edges. The mother's alleged words, repeated and rephrased a dozen ways online, fashioned a narrative of expectation unmet. Yet there is a chorus of skeptics too. They point out how easily stories mutate in group chats and how conveniently a single phrase can be weaponized. They remind us that Alina and Alp have been talked about for years, that every glance becomes a headline, that a friendship praised for sincerity can be twisted into a saga of betrayal with only a few suggestive edits. Some fans cling to faith, that their bond is still intact, that their absence from each other's frames is a practical pause rather than a permanent shift. Until anything is confirmed, uncertainty rules. Editors and bloggers hover over their keyboards, certain that a statement will come soon, perhaps a carefully crafted paragraph released by a publicist, Perhaps a casually sincere comment dropped into a live stream. Even a brief message would do, a laugh that dissolves the tension, or a firm sentence that sets the record straight. For now, nothing. The two names remain aligned in the public mind, and every hour without clarity thickens the plot. There is one more dimension to consider. The long-standing perception of their chemistry. People have linked Alina and Alp not just because of shared circles but because there's a specific gravity around them when they're in the same space. Whether on camera at an event or caught by a lens at a distance, they carry a kind of synced rhythm. It's the kind of rhythm that haunts fans when the music stops. When that beat goes missing, people start imagining why. Recent chatter behind the scenes adds fuel. More to this story, some say. A misunderstanding that grew roots, others suggest. Reports claim Alina's travel schedule ballooned in recent months, pulling her from city to city and time zone to time zone. Demanding projects, dawn calls, midnight flights, those are the factors insiders bring up. The narrative taking shape is simple to grasp and complicated to prove. In the thick of those relentless weeks, support was expected, and the expectation wasn't fully met. More than once, the alleged message from Alina's mother has returned in reworded form, a pointed reminder that Alina weathered a storm without broadcasting it, and that gratitude should be proportional to the struggle endured. Each time that sentiment recirculates, it's like a match struck near dry leaves. Commenters ask whether a line was crossed, others say a mother will always guard her child, that her worry shouldn't be dissected by strangers in search of drama. Alp's recent public posture feeds both sides of the narrative. Photos of him far from glossy events, gravitating toward quiet landscapes and close companionships, show a man curating peace. Those images say very little about private responsibilities, though. They neither confirm nor deny whether he reached out enough, whether messages were sent at 3 a.m, whether a doorbell rang when it really mattered. The truth of what exists between two people is rarely captured by a lens. In the end, we're left with threads the audience keeps braiding into a story, a rumor about a disappointed mother, a missing lineup of joint sightings, an actress coping with a mountain of professional obligations, and an actor who appears to be choosing quiet over chaos. Perhaps their paths are simply running parallel right now, never touching but still aligned. Or perhaps they're bending toward a point where an overdue conversation will finally happen. For now, the tabloids churn. Waiting persists. And somewhere between distraction and devotion, two names, Alina and Alp Navruz, retain the power to make people stop scrolling. Whether it's distance, timing, or a misunderstanding that grew larger in the dark, nobody beyond their inner circle truly knows. What we can say is this: the weight of expectation escalates when the world believes in your bond. Fans have watched them move in tune for years. The dissonance, if it exists, feels personal to everyone watching. As we wrap up, remember that rumors thrive on gaps, and gaps are everywhere right now. Alina keeps working, her focus sharpened by commitments that don't pause for gossip. Alp keeps his pace steady, choosing stillness where others might choose spectacle. Their story, whatever shape it actually takes, belongs to them first. If a response arrives, we'll be here to break it down, to read it with patience, and to give you the context you crave. Until then, this has been Turkish Spotlight Secrets. If you enjoyed our video, please subscribe to Turkish Spotlight Secrets and share it with friends who follow every twist of this ongoing tale. See you in the next one.